One of my favorite exercises to use for building some awareness and strength in the neck, and especially as a little bit of a discomfort or tightness relief, is going to be neck retraction. So the idea behind neck retraction is we are trying to use our neck muscles to elongate and decompress our spine. And ultimately, you are trying to flex through some of your neck segments, and you are learning how to utilize those muscles. This is just a beginning exercise and not where you should necessarily end. This is not finding your ideal posture, because we don't necessarily want to sit in this position all the time. It's just finding access to new ranges of motion and new muscles that you may not have had from not moving your neck or whatever over several years. So I'm going to show you two levels. The beginner level is just going to be seated here. And all you're going to do is first make sure that we are stacked. So shoulders are over hips, and we want our heads to be kind of in line with our shoulders, but that's what we're going to be working on. So if you're somebody who's here, that's okay to start. What you want to do is imagine that you are pushing your chin back, straight back. And when you are doing that, you are making your neck longer. So you should feel like your neck gets longer, and you should feel some decompression and stretching in the back of your neck. So you start here, your neck is going to push back, and you're going to feel like you are making many double chins, and you should feel a nice big stretch in your neck muscles. You're going to hold for the prescribed amount of time. Typically, it'll start at 2 to 3 seconds, but it might even go all the way up to 10 or 15 seconds, depending on what your program says. And then you would just come out of it and reset. When you come out of it, you don't need to exaggerate the movement. You just need to relax and let your head just move where it naturally does, and then reset and come back into the same movement. People will typically struggle with this at first. So if you struggle with finding what you need to do for this exercise, you can place your fingers kind of in the indentation of your neck. Most people will have some of their neck kind of make a little bit of a hump. So you want to go right above there into the middle part of your neck. And what you're trying to do is press those segments into your fingers. So you're trying to feel less of a curve this way, and you're trying to just have it straighten out, or essentially flex those segments, pressing them into your fingers. This would be retraction, and then coming out of it would be the relaxation. Now, if you have done that for a while and you're ready to progress things, you can always use a band instead of your fingers to give you a little bit of resistance. I like to typically use a flatter band so I can wrap it around multiples of those segments where your fingers were, and then you're just gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna push into the band and hold, and then relax. Just gonna give you a little bit of resistance. Then from there, once you have really progressed, you're probably ready to add additional movements to it, but the band is somewhere that I start with a lot of people when they are not quite ready to progress to a loaded movement, and we start with that to bridge the gap. So make sure that you're consistent with them, only do the prescribed amount, and make sure you're feeling what you need to feel. It should not be painful, you shouldn't get any numbness or tingling, and you should definitely not be pushing into any pinching. We're looking for awareness, movement, and some sort of stretching when you're doing it. And as long as you feel that, you should, and you're consistent, you should see progress over time.